Imagine a vaccine designed to combat one global pandemic, unexpectedly wielding power against another silent killer. This breakthrough could redefine how we approach cancer treatment using mRNA COVID vaccines. But here's where it gets intriguing. These shots, primarily crafted to fend off the virus, might supercharge our immune defenses to better tackle tumors during cancer therapy. Exciting new findings unveiled on Sunday in Berlin at the European Society for Medical Oncology conference hint at this potential, even though the research remains in its nascent stages, without yet undergoing a phase 3 clinical trial. Experts, however, are buzzing with cautious enthusiasm. "I'm approaching this with measured optimism," remarked Stephanie Dougan, an associate professor specializing in cancer immunology and virology at the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, who wasn't part of the study. The underlying science makes a compelling case for why this strategy could succeed. The study revealed that among cancer patients undergoing immunotherapy, a treatment that enlists the body's own immune system to target malignant cells, those who received an mRNA COVID vaccine within 100 days prior to starting therapy enjoyed longer survival times. To put this in perspective, immunotherapy works by empowering the immune system, often by strengthening specialized cells like T cells that hunt down invaders, or by making cancerous growths more detectable. Yet, it's not a cure-all. Only around 20% of patients see positive results from these drugs, according to sources like Johns Hopkins Medicine. Researchers have long sought ways to enhance immunotherapy's potency, but past attempts often fell short, either by understimulating the immune response or by overstimulating it, leading to harmful overreactions in the body. Enter mRNA COVID vaccines, which might strike the perfect balance, like the Goldilocks principle in action. We might have been searching for a moderately potent activator all along, and this could be the sweet spot, Dougan explained, stressing the urgent need for further investigation. And this is the part most people miss. The team is already gearing up for that next step. Dr. Adam Grippin, a senior resident in radiation oncology at the University of Texas MD Anderson Cancer Center and co-leader of the study, announced plans to initiate a phase 3 clinical trial to validate these preliminary outcomes. Delving into the specifics, Grippin's team analyzed survival data from over 1,000 individuals battling advanced non-small cell lung cancer who received immunotherapy between 2019 and 2023. Out of these, 180 had been vaccinated with an mRNA COVID shot within 100 days of beginning treatment. The results were striking. The median survival time, meaning the point where half of the patients are still alive, doubled for the vaccinated group, reaching about 3 years compared to just over 1.5 years for those unvaccinated. They extended their analysis to a smaller cohort of patients with metastatic melanoma undergoing immunotherapy. Here, 43 had received the mRNA vaccine, while 167 had not. Unvaccinated patients had a median survival of roughly 2 years. But the vaccinated ones hadn't hit that midpoint, even after more than 3 years of follow-up. To explore the mechanisms, the researchers turned to animal models. Experiments on mice echoed what they observed in humans, showing that the vaccine dramatically amplifies the immune system's tumor-fighting capabilities. It massively ramps up the body's defenses against cancerous growths, Grippin noted. Think of it as lighting a beacon. mRNA vaccines, which deliver genetic instructions to cells to produce proteins that trigger immunity, are already a hot topic in oncology. Scientists are developing custom mRNA vaccines tailored to an individual's unique tumor profile, as well as those targeting common genetic markers in cancers like pancreatic tumors. As an aside, this progress coincides with a controversial move: the Trump administration's decision to slash $500 million in funding for mRNA research focused on infectious diseases, a step that has sparked debate about the future of vaccine innovation. If Grippin's upcoming trial corroborates these early findings, it could usher in a new era of mRNA applications in cancer care. To grasp how this works, let's break it down for beginners. Immunotherapy essentially revs up the immune system, particularly T cells, the body's frontline warriors against threats. It helps these cells spot and destroy cancer cells, or makes tumors more visible to them. In the mouse studies, mRNA COVID vaccination seemed to fine-tune the immune system by activating dendritic cells, a kind of white blood cell that acts like a sentinel. When these cells sense danger, they emit signals. Imagine a lighthouse beam, guiding T cells to the trouble spot for an attack. However, not everyone has T cells capable of effectively combating tumors, which explains why immunotherapy succeeds for only a subset of patients. In those cases, the immune system might recognize the cancer as an enemy, but the T cells lack the firepower to halt its progression. It's largely a matter of luck whether you possess those effective cells or not, said Jeff Collar, a professor of RNA biology and therapeutics at Johns Hopkins Medicine, who wasn't affiliated with the research. Receiving an mRNA COVID vaccine doesn't equip someone with new T cells tailored to fight cancer, but it appears to heighten the dendritic cells' alertness, increasing the odds they'll flag tumors as threats and direct existing T cells toward them. If those T cells are already primed to eliminate cancer, the vaccine's beacon effect could synergize with immunotherapy for superior results. What makes mRNA technology particularly promising? Every cell in our bodies naturally contains mRNA, so these vaccines leverage a built-in biological process. We're harnessing the very mechanisms your body already uses to respond, Collar added. It's like recruiting your own defenses to wage war on tumors. That said, Dougan cautioned that other variables might explain the survival benefits in vaccinated patients. For instance, an unvaccinated individual could have suffered a COVID infection that sapped their strength, impairing their cancer-fighting ability. Retrospective studies like this have occasionally led to false hopes that later trials debunked. We've been misled by similar early data in the past, she warned. Grippin concurred that deeper scrutiny is essential. This information is thrilling, but we must confirm it through Phase 3 trials to decide if these vaccines have a role in patient care, he stated. But here's where it gets controversial. Could we be overlooking unintended consequences or ethical dilemmas in repurposing COVID vaccines for cancer? For example, what if broader off-label use leads to vaccine shortages for primary purposes, or if the Goldilocks balance proves elusive in diverse populations? As funding cuts threaten mRNA advancements, are we risking a setback in global health research? Do you believe mRNA COVID vaccines could transform cancer treatment, or do you see potential pitfalls? What are your thoughts on balancing pandemic preparedness with oncology innovation? Share your opinions in the comments. We'd love to hear differing viewpoints. Caitlin Sullivan. Caitlin Sullivan contributes to NBCnews.com with experience in NBC News investigations. She covers topics in health, science, and the environment, and she holds a degree from the Craig Newmark Graduate School of Journalism at City University of New York.